Welcome to the Screen MDM Talks podcast hosted by me, Manju Daswani. This week our sponsor is MD Media Biz.
Hello, welcome back to the Switch Screen, which is our strand focused on all things and what's next in media. And rather than what's next, this is really what's happening now. We have a real treat for our readers and our viewers who are trying to come to grips with monetizing on social video as we welcome Yiğit, Doğan, Çelik, Chairman and CEO of Merzigo. Back when most media companies were still coming to grips with the streaming era, Yiğit and his team were building a formidable business on YouTube. That early mover advantage has paid off. Today, the company manages more than 6,000 channels on behalf of some of the world's leading broadcasters, studios, and content owners, delivering more than 17 billion monthly views. The scale is staggering. He was recently recognized as one of the 50 most influential people working in the UK's OTT industry. It is an absolute honor to have you here. Thanks for joining me, Yeet.
Thanks, Masha. Thank you.
So let's go back to the beginning. 2018, people weren't really thinking about YouTube that much, at least not in the traditional ecosystem. What was that realization where you thought Turkish broadcasters are leaving all of this money on the table, money and engagement, by not being on social video? What was the aha moment for you?
Yeah, the aha moment was when I just start my business. I was started with a gaming business. I was in gaming industry, and I was developing the games and I was publishing the games. And when you publish a game, you do similar things pretty much. You know, you need to have the best caption, best video in order to make user acquisitions. It's the same things. And then when I was in the gaming business, that time the Turkish drama was just rising a lot. And Turkey is a free-to-air country. People are like so used to watch things on free TV, and YouTube is an open platform, it's a free platform as well, you know, ad supported. I said, why don't shift those business to YouTube scale? And I start straight away taking YouTube rights of the Turkish drama, and then I start to upload the international versions, top versions. It just became a huge business. Now YouTube revenue is one of the dominant revenue for the industry in Turkey. It's nearly similar revenue with international sales revenue. They're pretty much the same now.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Wow, I did not realize that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, when you were having those first conversations, how hard was it to get IP owners who weren't used to doing this to thinking, oh yeah, that's a window that I can use? How much convincing did they need in those early days when this wasn't really a scalable business yet?
Yeah, exactly. They were a bit skeptical. They were not feeling comfortable to like bring all their titles there, because on those IPs, broadcasters also have some certain rights, and the broadcasters were saying that we have our own platform or we have our own VOD service. Why you just put it there, and they're just going to cannibalize our viewership? And the best practice was convince broadcasters as well. You know, we convinced them, we showed them case studies. We started with trial packages, and then we showed them the figures. How we started originally, it was with the international market, especially Latin American market and Middle Eastern market. Those two markets was a important case study for us because they were not cannibalizing their OTT service, because their OTT service was based in Turkey and in Turkish language. That's why they said, oh, okay, this is going to be a new business revenue. Why don't we try it? And we straight away start to scale the business from the international market. Then they saw the figures, and then they brought the archives and brought their fresh content right after the TV. Now YouTube is the catch-up service of Turkish drama in Turkey. When the shows are all on TV, when just over, they just come on YouTube and reaches almost 20 million unique people every day.
Oh, it's amazing. I remember it was one of your team members at Stream TV Europe was on that panel, and she said for Turkish viewers, YouTube is TV. Like I know Evan Shapiro says this all the time. YouTube is TV, and I think people sometimes
was always a TV before everyone started to speak about this stuff. Before Evan said it, it was always a TV for us as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
interesting.
almost 50, above 55 million unique people are watching YouTube every day in Turkey.
It's
And the
insane.
population of Turkey is almost 90 million. Like imagine more than half is watching.
That is absolutely
You
fascinating.
think about large screen, there are also families as well. In previous media landscape, there was Total TV group, AB, ABC groups. Now YouTube is a total TV group. Yeah, it's the same. Netflix and Amazon, those ones are AB, ABC, whatever. That's how I am segmenting those platforms now. YouTube is more total, reaches more audience, which is billions of people. Yeah, there are a lot of people in the basket.
You've got this, I think it's such a great motto. Monetization comes from mastery. Give me us, obviously, you can't give away your secret sauce, but what does mastery look like on a day to day basis with your teams? What does mastery mean?
We run this business daily. This is not different than traditional TV business. You have to follow the reactions of viewership every second. That's a
Mm.
very dynamic business. You have to be very resilient. We're very dedicated on business. We have thousands of data and we make those data very meaningful and we build a huge technology on top. I have hundreds of developers in my company. They develop entertainment technology features every day. We are collaborating with this VOD services as well with
Mhm.
our features. We show it to them. We tested their features as well. We have a lot of collaborations with multiple platforms. We want them to be ready for this demand as well because now
Mhm.
everyone speak about huge business happening on YouTube, huge business happening in social VOD platforms. But everyone's saying, so how are we gonna do it? Okay,
Yeah.
YouTube
Yeah.
says the opportunity in here. How we gonna make money? And I say, okay, this is how we gonna make money in here. That's our position. We answer that question.
Right. Yeah, I think your slate of clients, your partners is so interesting because you've got the massive companies that already have scale and huge digital departments that are coming to you. And then you've got smaller companies. Give me a sense of sort of how those partnerships work. And I guess like sort of how do you decide what is big enough for you to say, okay, we can make something of this? Because you also have to be able to deliver that ROI. So give me some of the things that you think about when you're evaluating a potential partnership with an IP owner.
We like mainly focusing on entertainment content. We just want premium IP. We want TV content, movie content, sports content. These are the three core ones. You need to have scaled clients. They need to have at least more than 100 hours of content.
In terms of scale, your capacity, you've got a certain team size. How do you get your sort of maximum client benefit while you're able to scale efficiently? How do you deploy your resources over an ever increasing number of
You know,
partnerships that you're doing?
Marsha, there are layers in this business organization. Yeah, there's a lot of layers, and we just don't let one of our colleagues to run one IP on its own. No, it doesn't work like that. We split everything from region, region to genres to titles. Titles, it just goes like this. There are certain groups, editors, channel managers, they're all separate groups. Rights manager, developers, editors,
Mm,
localization teams, they all have their own KPI. And according to those KPI, everyone has to do their responsibility. Not everyone's KPIs are revenue. Some of the KPIs are quality. They have or better thumbnails or better M&A track. We built this know-how and this expertise in the beginning. I told you that from the Turkish drama, because Turkish drama is thousands of hours of content we're talking about in here.
yeah.
One episode is almost 2 hours, and one show is just every year they shoot almost 30 episodes. We run almost more than 300 drama shows globally that we started, and we seen the obstacles before, and we just shape on many things, position ourselves in a really better way because we knew that in the future when we want to scale our business in the UK or in the US market, that's going to be pretty much the same. The content is the content, okay? The
Mm,
size of the content, if it is Wolf of Wall Street or if it's on Turkish drama, is the same, It doesn't
mhm.
change,
Right,
technical.
right.
Because this business is now more than a creative agency business. They have groups now in the companies, but this company is now a core entertainment solution partner for studios, for producers, broadcasters.
I spend a lot of time thinking about data, especially as a new business owner, as I look at my own metrics for success, what's working, what's not. And I like talking to people about the metrics that matter because I know just subscriber views isn't enough. So tell me a little bit about sort of how you look at the data question and how you work with your teams and your partners to figure out what metrics matter for them, depending on whatever their goals are.
There is only one, rule in here. Watch time is the key. Watch time. How much your watch times are higher, people are watching your ad. That's the formula. Views or those metrics are, of course, important. But if you are positioning YouTube as a licensing platform, and nowadays all these media companies are positioning YouTube as a licensing platform,
Right.
they need to care about the revenue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that revenue is at nothing else.
No, that makes sense. Now, obviously, AI has, I think, completely changed the game for a lot of people already in the media
Like
business.
for both people, both sides, advertisers as well, and for us too,
Right, sure.
producers.
So tell me a little bit sort of what AI means for you, just in terms of improving your tech, improving the discovery question, better
Everything,
understanding your metrics, all of it.
all of it makes our life comfortable now. Because nowadays, I think we are not in technology era anymore. I think we are speed era, and companies' expectations and questions has to be answered quickly. They want quick results now. Because
Yeah.
so many things are happening around the world, and companies are making plans. Companies are planning budgets, but something happening, and so many things are changing. Or this will be disrupted by the AI, or this will be disrupted by other problems. AI is changing a lot of things. For us, we are making it as positive we can, implementing to our technology. We are making our life more meaningful. We are tracking all of our comments through an AI modules that we develop. We are trying to use AI as much as we can, not only in content operations, in the administrative side as well, from legal to HR. We are trying to implement our AI features there to make our HR's life easier and faster.
I mentioned Evan Shapiro earlier because he always talks about YouTube is TV. I think people are on different paths in that distinction between traditional television and social video. Tell me a little bit about how you see that boundary, if you think that boundary still exists, and how that boundary is going to shift. I was going to say 3 to 5 years, but more like 1 to 2 years because the change is so rapid now. When do you think this distinction between YouTube and television is finally going to just not matter anymore?
Listen, YouTube is TV. YouTube is TV because transactions are happening inside. Okay, not because they're just spending time there. There's a commercial activities that are happening now on YouTube, and this became a biggest ecosystem. And 15, 20 years ago in television business, there was a huge ecosystem, and so many parties were like contributing inside and taking the benefit out of it.
Yeah.
Now this is getting, shaking. This is getting, this is getting smaller. Still, people are watching TV. That's one thing. Okay, still creating an impression, but it's not getting commercialized in a good way, like it used to be. That's the distinguish that is happening now. We have to understand it very clearly. Now YouTube is the best model to commercialize your content activities, and if you want to reach hundreds of people or millions of people, this is the easiest platform on earth right now.
Let's talk about this remarkable almost 10-year journey that you've been on with the company. I love talking to business owners because it's almost like free advice for me about what I should be doing.
Yeah.
All right. But what have been some of the biggest lessons that you've learned in building what is an entirely new category when you started this, right? Now
Yeah.
there are lots of YouTube optimizers. Back then there weren't. So what have been some of the biggest lessons of crafting this entirely new space? And I think also what are the mistakes that you think IP owners, mid-sized ones, are making right now as they try to navigate this landscape?
Yeah, in this landscape, what is the problem now? They think when they upload video, they make money or they're gonna find like audience. That's the biggest problem now. This is not just uploading content. Otherwise, Merzigo does not exist. It was just a simple uploading business. Without building your fandom, without building your audience, you shouldn't put all of your content on the channel. You have to be very careful with that because your content is your product.
Yeah.
You cannot just throw away your product outside, right? You are being so careful. If it is something physical, if you're selling something physical, you have to build your marketplace. You have to put some better logos. You need to have a clean shop, and then you expect everyone in the shop and to sell your product, right? It's pretty much the same thing. You just cannot upload everything in once, or you upload content and then say, wait for money. No, it doesn't work like this. In this business, the patience was important for me. YouTube business is growing rapidly. YouTube is growing too. Last 10 years just came to our life and changed everything, changed all of our behaviors of entertainment, all the behaviors in the media landscape. And trying to catch YouTube speed, it's quite dangerous. I was so always in a rush before. But now I'm being more calm. I want to answer questions more precisely, cover my client's expectations fully transparently and fully clearly, because that's Merzigo's model, transparent and very effective model. This is the key values of Merzigo, transparency and efficiency, because we are very revenue focused company.
Now, you said mostly entertainment. Are you looking at the sports space?
Sports, it's now one of my hot topic. We have recently signed a deal with Inter Milan. We have a recent deal with them, and now we are establishing at the end of this year our sports division in US. We are doing our plans for the US market. We already have activities in EMEA region for sports.
Yeah.
We are also planning to grow in EMEA markets for the sports content as well.
Was there anything else about what's going on at Merzigo? What are some of your other priorities? I don't know, in the 6 to 8 months ahead as we head into MIPCOM and beyond.
Yes.
What's going on over there?
Stream TV, we are participating this year. My US team will be there. It's an important event for us. And then the event season is going to be off for us until MIPCOM. And then we will launch our studio deals for MIPCOM. We have big deals are coming. We will announce them. Also, we are also doing the opening night party at MIPCOM. And we wait for potential partners and new friends in our booth.
Good stuff. Well, Yeet, thank you so much for spending some time with me today.
Thanks for listening to the Screen MDM Talks podcast hosted by me, Mantra Daswani. Kate Roach is our VP of Global Ad Sales and Business Development. Production was done by Anand Patel. Musical score performed and composed by Jahan Raymond.